Hello, everyone. Sorry, I'm fighting with my laptop over here. It's not behaving. Welcome to another Facebook Live. I do this every Wednesday at 7:30 my time. If this is your first time joining me, welcome. And I have some faithful that watch me every week. We are going to play with the Tricks and Treats bundle. So I'm trying to get my laptop to work so I can share this with my group. So hang on, it's not behaving. It takes too long to do everything, so we'll see. If I don't get it shared, I can always share it over there later. I made a couple other projects with this that I'll show you at the end. And I was trying to get the drawing for who won the card from last week. So we'll see if I get that. If I don't get it while we're on, then I will do it later. Hey, buddy. So this is the card we made last week, and so if I can get my laptop to cooperate, I'll tell you who won this. If not, I'll post it later. All right, let's see. So, okay, there's that. Let's see if we can at least get this shared. Hey, Patience. Welcome. We're getting this shared to my group, and then we'll see if we can get it to actually tell me who won the card from last week. If not, we'll just move on. All right. That is sharing, maybe. All right, we'll try one more time because I like to be able to tell you live who won last week's card. Checking. Okay, now I know. But I'm not going to tell you till the end. So if this is your first time, everybody that comments on this video on Facebook goes in the drawing to win the project. So next week I will draw for this treat box. Now, if the person that wins this is not someone that I normally see in a class, I'm liable to leave it not put together and send it to you flat and let you just put the adhesive. I'll put adhesive on it, but let you stick it together. Otherwise, it will get squished in the mail. So this is, let me show you. Also, after this video is over, I will post on my blog the dimensions for what I used on this. So if you want to recreate this or one similar to it, then you'll have those dimensions. So this is the stamp set, and it's got Frankenstein, which is what I used here, a vampire, Dracula, spooky house, a couple of sentiments. The dies are what make this treat box. So you have this die, and I've already cut those out, but we will have to do a little bit of die cutting. It cuts out the Frankenstein head, the vampire head. This is how I made the little rickrack at the top. And then it's got a couple of tags that I used. I cut out the Frankenstein, a ghost. You can cut out the house, the boo. I'll show you a project where I cut out some boos. I don't know what this die is for. I haven't figured that out. Unless it's just to put around the trick-or-treat, which may be. Maybe just like a little label die around the trick-or-treat. Because I didn't figure out anything on here that it was for. So that may be what it is. All right, let's get started. So I have already pre-cut my pieces. This is Granny Apple Green. And so you have to cut 2 of them to make the box. And I'm going to, where it is, there it is. You want to be sure you crease all your, so it puts your fold line in there too on all of it. But you want to be sure that you use your embossing or this thing, bone folder, and crease all of those real well. And that just helps your box go together better. So there's one. And this is the second one. I decided with Frankenstein it needed to be green. I always think of him as green. All right, so now we've got those all creased. you've got these two real narrow edges. That's what I'm going, so I'm putting them right side up. Oh, I didn't do this on the one I did before, but I wanted to try it. Just stamping some little stars on this. And so you want to do this before you put it together. I didn't think of it until after I put it together, so that's why I didn't do it. But let's see if we like them. So I'll give a little more interest to the background. Just turn them a little bit so they're not all going the same direction. Whoops. We'll do both sides. One of them will be covered up by our monster, but he's a cute monster. So these would be great. I'm planning to make a bunch of these for my coworkers and fill them with candy and hand them out around Halloween. So this one I did put some Ghirardelli in there, and 3 fit in there easily. You could put more candy in there. There's probably some little Debbie treats that would fit in there. I think let's go ahead and do all our stamping first. Now these are photopolymer stamps, which means they're clear. So they don't have any cushion on them like the red rubber ones do. So it's always nice to have your paper piercing mat there just to give it a little extra cushion. Now I'm using Memento, and I just re-inked this, so hopefully we'll get a nice dark stamp. But if we don't, and I don't want to stamp this all the way to the bottom, yeah, I can tell it's not going to stamp as dark as I want it to. But we have a fix for that. I don't want to do it all the way to the bottom because you have to leave a little bit of room for his jaw down there. And then the other thing I'm going to stamp with the Memento is my little tag. And I just did the eek. So just stamp that on your tag. All right, now we'll put this away before we make a mess. So if you have something really solid like that and it doesn't stamp, put that aside, as well as you want it to, just take your black blend and color it. And that will just fill that in. So I'm going to take the small end and kind of go around the outside because I have a little bit more control over it. And then I can use my brush end and fill in. But you won't even know that you've done this because it will look good. Let's get his little bolts. That one worked pretty well. This eye needs a little bit. And then I can take my brush end and just fill in there. Then you have a nice deep black. There. Looks like I might need to go around the outside just a little bit more. So that's a good way to get a nice deep color if your Memento doesn't stamp as deep as you would like it to. All right, I'm going to set this aside. We will grab our dies and our little cut and emboss machine so we can cut our little Frankenstein out. Try not to make it too noisy for you when I open that. All right. Oops. So we need those two. And our Frankenstein. And so just kind of line up his little bolts. And then put this guy on top. So I'm trying to be careful not to move it. See, it moved. Now you can use Post-it tape or washi tape or Post-it notes. There. And I like to just hold it until it kind of grabs. Just roll that through. Now, set that out of the way. Now we have our cute little Frankenstein. I'm going to put my die away so I don't lose him. All right, now we're ready to put this all together. Now, I did have to use a full sheet of cardstock for this. I left this so I could show you. This is a half sheet of cardstock. And so you can get one out of it and you have a good amount left, but it's not enough to do another one. So you do have to use a full sheet to get both of those to make this cute little box. All right. Whoa, we about lost all our little pieces here. Uh-oh, did I lose my ink? No, it's over there. All right, let's get our tear and tape. This is, you can use tear and tape or liquid adhesive or Stampin' Seal Plus. You want a really strong adhesive when you're putting together a box like this. Whoa, things are sticking over here. And I'm going to put this on these narrow tabs. So just put one there and one on the other small tab. There we go. And I just kind of rub them in so they stick and it's easier to pull off that backing. I like to use my Take Your Pick tool with the little piercing end on it to get these off, and that just makes it easier. Usually, there we go, to get that off. All right, now this edge of this narrow tab is going to go to the edge of this. So just line those up. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Line those up so that they're right on the edge. And you notice I only took one of the backings off. All right, so now you have your narrow one is lined up with that. Now take your other backing off. And this just makes it easier. For me, anyway, I found it easier. And then you just fold this straight in half. And then that will line up perfectly for you. And that just makes it easier. You don't have to try and, you know, match it up. And then you'll fold in the two flaps. And then on the inside of one of the big flaps, you'll put some more tear and tape or liquid glue or Stampin' Seal Plus, whatever you're using. Now, if you ever get, I think I got this one the right size, but if you ever get this tear and tape where it goes over the edge, once you peel that backing off, you can just fold it over on itself and it will be fine. All right. Oh, I forgot to cut this one. All right, well, this one's not going to have a jagged edge. I was going to show you that too, and I forgot. All right, so then that, and then I like to turn it over and put my bone folder in the inside of it just to make sure that that gets adhered nicely. And then just decide which side you like better. It doesn't really matter. This guy is going to go on. I like to use liquid glue with this. This is, I meant to show you, the Zoo Crew Designer Series paper. And it has some nice black and white on the back. So it has these fun animals on one side, but on the back it just has some really nice black and white patterns. So I wanted just a nice black pattern on this just to set off that Frankenstein a little bit better. So I'm going to use, this is a new one, so I have to be careful not to squeeze it too hard. And I just did the that jagged end on the bottom of this. So we'll just set this in the middle, and because I used liquid glue, oops, I have a little bit of time to make sure it's where I want, and centered and straight, and because you can move it around a little bit. Now I'm going to leave it sit there for a minute to set up. This is our black baker's twine. It comes in a package. I only have 3 left in this package, but let me grab. Here's a brand new one. So it comes with all of these colors in it, and I'm using the black. It's like crumb cake and gray granite, vanilla, and white. Those are the 5 colors in there. But I wanted to use black. So we'll just tie this around. Now I'm going to tie this just like once, and then feed my tag through there. And I can move this. Once I get it tied, I can move it wherever I want. And then tie it again. So then it will be in a knot, but it will have my tag in there. There we go. And so I might want to move that over just a little bit. Trim my ends a little bit. So kind of long. They can hang off. This is a 3D project. You don't have to worry about it fitting in an envelope. And then this guy is going to go up with dimensionals. So I kind of have them angled. So I want to be sure I have a dimensional here and then the opposite corner. And you can see where I colored, those blends will bleed through. So you want to be sure when you're coloring with them that you have, you know, some protective paper to protect your surface from that. All right, and then this is going to go like that. And I can slide that over a little bit more if we need to. Good. There we go. And there's your little Frankenstein box. Any fun? I like it with the stars on it. I think I like that better than just plain. So again, somebody will get this. Again, if it's somebody that, thanks, buddy. If it's somebody that I don't normally see in the class, then I will leave it unassembled, but put all your tear and tape on there and put, you know, this on there. You will probably have to tie the ribbon around and put him on, but I can put his dimensionals on and have everything ready for you just to assemble it if I don't see you, because I don't want to send him in the mail and have him get crushed. So next week, I will draw a name for that. Let me show you a couple of other projects I made. So I wanted to make something that was sparkly, and this, oh, you can kind of see the Wink of Stella. So I put Wink of Stella all over. This is just that haunted house die cut. This is some new glimmer paper. It's online only, and it is has adhesive on the back of it. So all I did was die cut it. This is one of the dies in the set, and peeled off the back and stuck it on there. And then I added some little black glitter dots. I stamped bats on this one. I put a Dracula on the back of it. So that one was sparkly. And then I wanted to show you could also make a card with it. So this is Lemon Lime Twist, which is what I used for the Frankenstein face. Stamped some of those tombstones, some stars. This is our Gingham Designer Series paper, and some more of those black sparkle. And this is the, oh shoot, I forgot the name of it. It's right here. Let me check real quick. It comes with, I've used one of the shapes a lot. So this is the die set. I've used this shape a lot. It has these nice banner shapes. And then this is what I use this time. And it is the Nested Essentials dies. They're ones I use all the time, so I put them on these magnet sheets because I use them all the time, those in my stylish shapes. So those are the projects I made with it. It was a lot of fun. Yes, I love the glimmering paper. We used it last night in my class for the veins of some leaves, and it was perfect for that. All right, so next week I will draw for somebody to win this cute little treat box. If you need more information about how to get these products, just let me know. I will put on my blog shortly all the measurements I used for making this, in case you want to make one. All right, I will see you next week. Thanks, buddy. I will see you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.